Hello and welcome to another replay analyst video. Today I'm gonna feature SugoiKishou in his from the TWA clan in his Liu Yang. But to be honest, this name was recently changed, I think, because it's Snipingcat, and he sent in already some replays to me for an analyze, and yeah, he's playing the Pan-Asian premium destroyer Lo Yang, and ends up in a tier 10 matchmaking. Pretty much that what we are all used to, even though I have to mention it changed recently. So what's the deal about the Lo Yang? Well, basically the Lo Yang is a Benson class destroyer. It has only 4 guns instead of 5. Its torps are slow, or as slow as the Benson torps, but deal less damage. But the big thing about the Liu Yang is the hydro. It has a hydroacoustic surge of almost 6 km, so it means you can do aggressive plays like you do in the Z52 on tier 10, for example. And especially when it comes to cap contesting and there are not too many raiders around, you can play super aggressive in the ship and can take out and light up enemy destroyers in smoke, which is super helpful. If a Liu Yang is well played, it's a super annoying enemy, even if it's tier 8, and it can be annoying for tier 9, tier 10 destroyers as well. The gunpowder is of course lacking a bit, but that's it. Sadly, he didn't end up in a game with caps, so it's this poor, boring standard battle. And yeah, what can you do? I mean, standard battles in general don't favor destroyers so much, because it is required that the enemy is pushing into you, otherwise you won't be able to do much damage. If both teams are patient, they will skirmish around like the middle of the maps all the time and then turn away and so on and so on. I think you know it by yourself if you play it a lot. Yeah, so that's basically it. He's going here for a rather aggressive approach. What I would... Yeah, he's turning on the right time. I would stay behind this island here on Two Brothers. Don't cross the line even more, because he can always hide behind this island. So there's already Musashi and Kronstadt coming. I don't know for what these torps were meant, since he has no RPF. But then suddenly a wild Jutland appears, and in this case I would like immediately smoke up and use my hydroacoustic. He's still in range. The Kronstadt can radar him, which is a big issue, but I still would do it. And yeah, then you can deal some more damage. The enemy Kronstadt isn't aware of that fact and leaves him, but as soon as the Jutland disappears, you should leave the smoke immediately, because that Kronstadt will come and radar him for sure. While he's doing that, because you can leave him in the assumption that it is like this, you can just hide behind the island here, wait the radar out, and hope the best. Also, you get support by the Des Moines. Sadly, he had to plow his smoke here, because if he would have like... there's a possibility, like communicating, putting the Des Moines in smoke cover, then he can farm and help him out a lot. That would be an option, but since he has no smoke available for now, that's a different story. So as I said, I would like stay behind his island. I would wait out this Kronstadt radar. There will be a radar coming. Normally in randoms, players with radars are not so aware of when to radar or when it's sure to radar. I mean, Kronstadt has 11.7 kilometers. Normally these long-range radars are used to get out the information, not only particular to light up destroyers and smoke constantly, also just to know when, for example. And that can catch you off guard if you're not prepared for it. And you see how close Snip, I'm calling it Snip here, is to the Kronstadt. This is a really dangerous play, especially when you consider that there is a Zhao and a Musashi coming in so close. So I wouldn't go that close. I mean, he wrote it when he sent the replay that he knows that this is a risky play. Especially with half HP, this is super risky. His tops, on the other hand, look pretty good. I mean, okay, the Zhao is pretty agile, he will await it, but the Musashi behind him is kind of sleeping. And as soon as the tops get spotted, the Kronstadt pops radar. And that's of course a good point, or a good use of the radar in my opinion. That was well played by the enemy Kronstadt, because he assumed, okay, the DD has to be close. Since it's not like a Nasashio with 20 kilometer torps and so on. Yeah. And he's also lucky that the Zhao was more busy with awaiting his torps, so he couldn't shoot all his guns. Anyways, questionable why the Zhao is pushing into a Des Moines and a Monarch and himself. Very, very ballsy play and normally doesn't get rewarded. But Snip achieved to flood the Musashi, and that guy will go down. That's for sure. And yeah, his damage numbers will go up. Alright, so nothing too special happens here by them. The Montana is pushing, so it's actually the case what you are looking for. Yeah, Musashi goes down. Yeah, this is a mistake in my opinion, to go too close to the Zhao. I think you blew this smoke just for no reason, in my opinion. Just stay out of detection. This Zhao was anyways dead. Because now you get under fire from the Jutland and Montana. Even though that Montana looks a bit oblivious, doesn't expect anything, just goes ahead and thinks he can do things, but you will see that's not the case, because he's running into Snip's torpedoes here completely. And eats 4 of them. But if you look at the damage, it's not as devastating as, for example, Shimakazu torps or even Benson torps would hit harder than. So, always pretty lucky. But it seems as if this guy is also flooding, which is like hilarious considering this. Yeah, the expected torps from the Jutland, even though... Yeah, okay, the Jutland... Oh, what is he doing? Okay. I don't know if he's aware or he just gambled. It could be that the Jutland just gambled. That he might have not Hydro running. But if you play an aggressive play here in the Jutland, for example, you go just full speed and hope the best that you will survive it as long as possible, because he has also 3 kilometer radar range. But yeah, he stopped. This little bit of undecisiveness killed him, but I think he would have been dead either way. So that's what I meant. The Liang is so nasty when it comes to that. You can't just charge the smoke. As I think if I would have been a Jutland, I would have turned away immediately when I got lit up by the Hydro of the Luoyang, because it just costs you a lot of HP. You don't know if you will survive it. Even if you know that the Luoyang is on low HP, he can free farm you for quite a while. So yeah. And of course, the Jutland had no support here anymore. This comes on top. So, yeah. Definitely not a good play by the Jutland. He was a bit too aggressive there. Alright, so they cleared the flank and the game is almost over because the other side also won their flank. I would say, I think Snip also asked how the torpedoes, or I mean, getting lucky is no problem. I think the torpedoes on the Zhao and the Musashi were fine, and also on the Montana, so there is nothing to criticize. At least I don't see anything. I mean, predicting the enemy is anyways a bit hard sometimes, as long as they are no reasonable players. I mean, of course, you know that they probably angle in because there's a Des Moines probably shooting AP at them. You can take that in consideration. But what I found out is it's pretty hard because people are just like doing whatever they want in some kind of radar by the Kronstadt. Okay, you could have expected that. Lucky for you that first it runs out, and second of all, nobody can really shoot you. There's a Bismarck. So now is the question, what would you do in the Bismarck's case? Would you turn out? Or would you like turn in? I mean, there's still a Neptune in the smoke, so I guess the Bismarck will turn in and push maybe. I mean, it's not the best decision, but I think it should count that or take that in consideration. Also, the Bismarck should run Hydro, in my opinion, if he knows what's going on. That's always the question, and that's what I mean. It's hard to like say, okay, these torps are like this and this, and well aimed or whatever, because you can't predict every player. If you have like a good player, then you know or not exactly, but most of the time what he's knowing, and you can anticipate where he's probably going, and then it's a question of yeah, I don't know if it's skill or yeah, it's skill definitely, because you know what he's probably going to do. I like the smoke using of AP here. Kronstadt tries to desperately push the Neptune, which could work. I mean, Neptune has a bad smoke firing penalty. And the Neptune is, the Kronstadt is going down. Some more shots on the Bismarck out. And yeah, this game is like almost over. The question is, I think what you should do is you split your torpedoes a bit too much, in my opinion. You see that gap in here? You have slow torpedoes, so you wanna stick them as close as possible together to have like a consistent carpet of torpedoes, so to say. Yeah, here you can open fire, I think, or on the other Bismarck. They are so busy with everything. You can go for some extra damage in this regard. And now you can open up. The only thing that you have to be worried about is the secondaries. But I think that's a well-calculated risk for getting some more damage in. Even if you die, your team will not lose this game, so just go for the damage, that's fine. So my conclusion about this, well, it's a fairly short replay. I think there's not much to criticize. What you could have done better, well, play a bit more careful. If you have people that are better at doing something, then you can get punished pretty hard. I mean, you dodge the Zao shells quite well, but normally you get more punished. And also lucky it was, I don't know if it was intentionally. Not intentional, but that the Zao had to turn in because of the torps and had to angle towards the Des Moines. So in this regard, you were also lucky that he had only the front turrets to shoot at you. Could be a good, could be a lucky coincidence, because just always await like the radar from like semi-competent players that they pop the radar whenever they see torpedoes like on friendly on ships or on themselves. I saw that a lot of times, and I would try it as well, and to give vision for my team, because there must be then a yeah, DD around close somewhere. Yeah, apart from that, there was not much to criticize, as already mentioned. Think overall, standard battle is the most hated style of mine, or mode in this game. When it comes, especially on the high tiers. Low tiers it's fine, but on the high tiers it's like blah. Don't like it at all, and it's really hard to get any decent damage done in destroyers unless the enemy has to push or something like that. But even if they have to push, they just refuse to, or your team is pushing into them and dies. Yeah, you know how it is usually. Yeah, I mean, you got a nice chunk of base XP, even though most of the damage came only from the battleships. But since you're tier 8 and you top like higher tier battleships, I think the multiplicator is a bit better there and in your favor. Yes, so that's it about the Loyang replay. I think all the points I mentioned were mentioned, and I hope I could help out, even though I would say there's not so much to improve. there are definitely replays where you have to, where you don't know what went wrong or something like that, and then it's maybe easier in hindsight to analyze this. But yeah, nevertheless, thanks for sending this in, Snip, and yeah, for the rest, hope you enjoyed it, hope it was helpful, and see you next time. Bye bye.